This is what I like to call the one-man smoke show.
YouTubers, One Man Smoke back at you. It's been a while. Over here at TrimbleTobacco today, doing some seeding. A lot going on with the family at the house. Got my in-laws here, and my nephew came in for a week, and so it's been standing room only, and that with work and entertaining family have been pretty busy, so haven't had a lot of time to do any videos or anything. Not much of YouTube stuff at all, so got some Kentucky Black Gold cigars here. These are grown up here in Trimble County by Mark Barrow. This is like a 6-pack of cigars. It's a Connecticut shade. It's got a little casing on it, like a sugar type of casing. And so I'm just trying these out. This is a 6-pack right here, and be doing some stuff on this here in the near future. I'm not gonna give it all away, but they produce more cigars than this. I sent Jeffro, Mr. Pipe Smoker, a couple of the little smaller cigars they had, but so far pretty nice to have around. Just smoked a Ashton ESG, which was really nice, really expensive too. They're about 20 bucks a stick, and man, that thing smoked fantastic. I mean, the burn was razor sharp, right, just straight burn all the way through. Really mild cigar, I found it to be. It was mild to medium. Not a bad smoke for morning smoke. I kind of like a little more body to my cigars, but a nice, real nice cigar. So if you guys get a chance, try those ESGs, Estate Sun Grown by Ashton. Fantastic smoke. So I'm over here at the greenhouse. I'm gonna run up in there real quick and take a look around and show you the progress so far for the 2011 Burley season. Just got started, and I'll have some more footage in this video here, so I'll see you inside. Nice and humid in here and moist. Got a lot of condensation everywhere. Brian's got the heater on here. It's still cool out, but here's all the 2011 Burley babies. Gotta love it. It's a beautiful thing. So there it is, little quick update, what's going on up here at TrimbleTobacco. Try to get back up here and do some further updates as the weather permits. It's still been pretty crappy weather down here. The weather's been still cool and wanting to snow and that, so. Alright, I'm out of here, folks. One Man Smoke. Peace and sweet smoke. I'll be back at you. Alright, Brian, you ready?
right at 10 stacks, we should have 500 plants.
Yeah.
A little over.
I don't think it'll hold 10.
Well, we don't need
20,
10.
20-foot trailer.
There's 54.
Ah, yeah.
A little rough getting up.
Well, I was on the tractor plowing at 1, and I almost ran out of fuel, so I went ahead and filled her up, put her in the barn. Time I got in bed, it was 2:30, and I was expecting she would say, "Daddy, it's time to get up." But instead, I got woke up by one of the guys beating on the door saying, "Hey, we working?"
So,
all right.
What's the plan? What's going on?
I've got plants in my greenhouse about this big. We'll look at those later. I've got trays already seeded for the float bed, but since they were calling for heavy rain, I kept them in here so they wouldn't get washed out. We'll try to get those on the water later today. And today we're going to seed enough to do my dad's greenhouse, put them on this trailer, take them up and get them on the water. He's got the greenhouse full of water ready.
What about varieties this year? Anything different? Anything new?
We got a new one in the lineup. Ryan had some good luck out of HB 3307P, which is a pretty new variety and not very common, but it had excellent curing characteristics, color, texture, etc. And also going to have some of the old standby 14L8 and NC7, just like last year.
What about that other stuff the guy dropped off?
He brought me 20,000 seeds for Maryland tobacco, so we're going to grow a couple acres of Maryland this year. From what I've read, it's handled similar to Burley. The only exception is during harvest you can't leave it out in the sun. It'll sunburn very easily. So we'll have to cut that of an evening and get it picked up the next morning. But I think that'll lend itself well either to the cable hoist barn or the mechanical harvester, because in both situations it's not in the field for very long. So we're going to give it a go. That dude was with the Burley Co-op, and that seed is for some Maryland tobacco. He's wanting me to grow 2 acres of it this year.
Yeah. Says the major grower criticism of MD 609: the variety will blow down easily. That right there is going to be horrible. The leaves are brittle and some breakage occurs at harvest. The stripped tobacco is difficult to dry out for packing in some seasons. This is even more noticeable with the use of sucker control. Excessive use of nitrogen and or sucker control chemicals and delaying harvest all tends to aggravate.
Down the barn, 20 degrees since things started. Well, what the problem is with it now? That's because it's set up here in this posh environment and it got spoiled. Well, if I nest it right in the middle of that Burley field.
There you go. Yeah. It'll put a wind block on each side
The
of it.
field's 5 acres, and there's 10,000, and there's 10,000. That's going to be 20,000 seeds at 80%. That's going to be 16,000 plants. That's going to be about 2 acres or a little more. And that field's 5 acres over there.
There you go.
Sitting around for a couple of weeks, and spiders have built a nest up in it. Well, this year, the first thing I did was take it apart, clean it, put it back together, and then we seeded 800 trays with it and never missed a lick. My father was so impressed with the 3307 at Ryan's place that he's gone all in. His entire crop's going to be 3307. All right, send one of those down this way, Alfonso.
What's he like about that variety?
Mainly the color. When it cures up, it's the proper color for Burley, despite the adverse conditions we had last year. But the program I saw on TV on CNBC about raising tobacco and government and all that stuff. See how I missed the hole right there? That's the problem with this dibble, is you're gonna have to get it centered up good, or I can't.
Yeah, first one was testing. No, this is the first.
It usually takes a few of them to get warmed up. I'll just kind of take my finger and knock them down in the hole. If they're laying up on top like that, they may or may not germinate, and if they do, they're gonna grow on top of the media, and they won't make it. This cedar was hand built by a gentleman in Lockport, Kentucky, who holds the U.S. patent on this design, and Ryan tried to get a hold of him to get one and found out that he passed away. There's nobody making them anymore.
Huh?
When I bought my cedar,
Okay,
I went down there and I bought the cedar, and I bought these, and I bought the dirt hopper, and I spent an afternoon with the guy and got to watch him build one and everything. He marketed these cedars not only for tobacco production, but for vegetables as well. Pretty much you send him an empty tray, then he'd send you back a cedar to match. He had a little workshop there at his house. What you smoking there?
ESP. It ain't no Garcia flag, I tell you that. The state sun grown. You know, like an Optimo cigar has got the green leaf one outside.
I know that guy.
It's about what it looks like with some cigar.
Steve Smith. Thanks. Sure, please.
Shrimp. Connecticut shade.
Do you get off on the Hamilton exit or the Bedford exit? And if you're seeding in a greenhouse for any moisture at all that dripped on the seed plate, you had to shut down and clean the thing. So when Mr. Cox invented this, he put this cover over the top of it, so if you're working in the greenhouse and it drips, you can keep on going. The drip's just going to be on your cover, not actually in your seed. Those coated seeds are just like M&Ms. You get them wet and they melt.
In your mouth, not in your hand.
There are some very impressive seeding operations on YouTube. I think most of them are vegetable and not tobacco, but I mean huge mechanical assembly line looking devices. The potting soil is being mixed in what looks like a cement mixer, and then a conveyor is taking it to a dirt hopper that has a conveyor chain in the bottom that's pushing them through, and a powered brush on the exit that's wiping off the excess, and a rolling dibble, and a drum type seeder, and it's fully automated. You got people that are there, but they're just kind of watching to make sure it doesn't foul up. At the end of the line, they're stacking trays on a pallet and hauling them off with the Bobcat.